this is a good opportunity for us. I have to tell you that I loved you in Piku. Most men are, especially in the industry, you know, like actors, they are not, I mean, I would say this, not able to emote so intensely or with so many layers and depth. And to have, and sometimes, you know, when you have access to those emotions and you can actually, you choose to be just, you know, very natural and real in that space, that's amazing. But I want to ask you one about one shot that I told you when I saw Piku's trial that I absolutely loved. And you know, when you see आप जिस एक्टर को admire करते हैं और उनका काम पसंद करते हैं, and then you see something and you're like, see, this I could have never thought of. The interval scene. Okay. You know, I don't know how many people noticed that, but वो जब वो knife निकालती है, and the father throws the knife, and then comes the interval. It could have been just a abrupt interval for me, but before the interval appears, you just slide down, you know, with your hand on your head, and for me there was such a, just one gesture of you made that midpoint so fulfilling for me. That, you know, okay, fine, now we need to take a break, we need to use the washroom. If you would have not made that gesture of sliding down and giving me a feel of a break,
punch नहीं आता शायद.
Did you do that intentionally?
No, I see that scene was because वो बिल्कुल exactly वैसा लिखा हुआ नहीं था और वो थोड़ा सा improvisation की तरफ जा रहा था. हाँ, तो उसमें जब improvisation की तरफ जा रहा था तो कई बार लाइनें जो है उतनी सफाई से नहीं निकल रही थी, अच्छा कंस्ट्रक्शन नहीं हो रहा था. तो उसमें क्या है ना, बॉडी मेरी थोड़ी केज महसूस कर रही थी.
I love that.
Listen, what happened? केज महसूस कर रही थी. एक टेक हुआ, then I suddenly realized that my body was too caged, you know, it's not reacting to the situation, it's trying to generate an emotion, you know, वो जल्दबाजी में emotion generate करने के. Suddenly, you know, then I you know, took a kind of, you know, little kind of objective view on the situation, and then suddenly my body started moving differently, and Ranveer Singh said the same thing. What were you doing at that time? Your body, how it was moving. So I said that was my item number. This must be a, you know, fantastic day for you. आज पहला दिन है हमारी फिल्म का.
Very good response. Very good response. क्योंकि I think the film was made with this intention. कि the content is very massy and the way scenes are written. I remember I used to ask Himanshu, I said, if I meet my husband, he's having an affair, and I meet him to confront him, and the first thing I say, हम बेवफा हुए तो आप बच्चलन हो गए. I said, why would I say that? तो he's like, कंगना जी, इसका कोई लॉजिक नहीं है, बोल दो प्लीज, इस पे सीटियाँ बजेगी. तो for me it was hard to actually you know, to sort of come to terms with that kind of rhythm. So I wanted to say something which could have been a lot more, you know, like gives a glimpse of her state of mind, that, you know, it took you one day to do this to me. I thought a little filmy, na? Then it took that facade angle, you know, कि ज़्यादा हंसना. When she sees her, she's much younger and she actually looks like her, and she's तो ना अंदर से तो उसका बुरा हाल है, but बाहर ज़्यादा ही खुद को ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट दिखाना कि this is the one that you know, मेरी जगह पे और कोई पसंद है. It was all facade. It wasn't a genuine emotion. Genuine emotion तो ये होगा कि I didn't sleep for those many nights. I have come after, you know, जैसे मुझे पता चला. But I just took that again, that facade thing. And another thing I want to ask you, because I think मैं ही हूँ जो ज़्यादा question पूछेगी. I am mesmerized by your work. So,
thank you.
You know, there is a technique where you say lines many times just so that, you know, they stand out. I don't know. Sometimes I do also get that kind of thing in some lines where I find it hard to deliver the lines. Then I repeat them and keep repeating them to an extent where they actually start to give me more freedom and I
play with, you know.
Yeah, play
with that
right.
line.
So did you do that exercise, or you just?
Sometimes I do, and I do especially to those lines which have their own very intrinsic rhythm. Like I give you example, when I was doing Mabul, there was a kind of rhythm in the language. So we started shooting, and then my own language was, you know, started coming in, and then I realized, you know, I'm losing the impact of the line. And then suddenly I realized I cannot add anything in these lines. I have to stick to this. Similarly, Juhi's lines. जूही की स्क्रिप्ट में जब मैंने पढ़ने लगा 10 पेज पढ़ने के बाद मैंने बंद कर दी, इमीडिएटली फ़ोन किया मैंने शुजीत को एंड जूही को, एंड मैंने कहा कि मैं पढ़ूंगा नहीं स्क्रिप्ट को, आई नीड अ नरेशन बिकॉज आई कुड I could get the from where this is coming, I could get the rhythm of the lines, through Juhi.
But with me, the problem is sometimes I cannot convey the same emotion with the lines that are given to me. So mostly I change my lines, keeping the content same. That happens with me a lot, and sometimes
it used to happen with me a lot.
Okay.
That I used to make them my own, but then few films later I started realizing that it's the kind of I'm familiar with this, I'm getting bored with this kind of thing, because it's me who's coming in again and again.
Yeah, another thing that comes to my mind is that how you take Piku's name, like it got like a peculiar tone to it.
Yeah.
Did you like do that intentionally, or this is how you would say that?
It's the situation,
Piku.
How do you choose your roles?
I'm just getting little lazy with the kind of roles I want to give my time to. Earlier, I think, like I'm 28, I was sort of available for everything. I was, if I've got a queen or if that's going for me, I will do something which is not maybe as promising or as amazing, but I will still go to the set. But now I'm becoming a little more possessive of my time. Right, and my energies and abilities, and because I'm just getting so intense and so involved into the whole process that so now I think I've just kind of raised bar for myself, and I'm like, I might just do one film in a year because it's just taking so much. Like I have grey hair now, and I see my grey hair, I'm like, how many more years I have, till I run out of my black hair. So
grey hair को काट दिया क्या रखा है?
No, रखा है मैंने. रखा है. I don't color my hair, but I want to give my time to things that I am proud of, as opposed to just being available for everything and just see, maybe if I do 5 films, at least 2 is going to work out of them, right? I had this approach before this. So how do you choose your roles?
Just an instinct. I want to decipher, there could be so many factors, but still, it won't give you the fair idea.
Yeah.
It should engage me,
Yeah.
and it should make me feel like I want to do it.
Right.
Earlier it was like, okay, ये फिल्म किसकी है? ओ भट्ट साहब की फिल्म है, अच्छा इसके अंदर इतना कैरेक्टर मिल रहा है, तो इसके बाद जो है मुझे कुछ और मिल जाएगा. That was the criteria.
I understand.
Now I want, from my purpose of life, till I'm in this profession, I want to choose roles which just engages me and want me to do that.
And we have that option now, don't we? Like
we have an option, but it's still, we need to be more viable, commercially viable.
Yeah.
I need to be more commercially viable.
Of course you are.
I love many directors.
I was so proud when I was in New York walking on Broadway and I saw Lunchbox playing in like mainstream American theatre, and people queuing there for. So I mean, this is as commercially viable as one can get, and that film is 100 crore without any doubt.
How do you react to 100 crore curse of 100 crore?
It is a curse indeed, but I am just talking about the numbers. I don't even pay attention to it. The most amazing film of my life, I don't know how much money it has made, and it is not even my concern.
Audience को क्रेडिट को लेके कमेंटेटर्स ने जैसे पॉपुलर बना दिया ना, हाउसवाइफ भी कमेंट कर देती है बैठे बैठे कि सचिन को ही शॉट नहीं खेलना चाहिए था. ऐसे ही जो है ऑडियंस एजुकेट हो गई है, बोलती है अच्छा 100 करोड़ कमा दिया, अच्छा अरे यार हिट है फिर. So that kind of information has gone into it, and I think audience should understand that what is that we shouldn't follow everything which is being fed to them.
I agree.
A film should be remembered for whatever it is. Business अगर 90 करोड़ की पिक्चर है और 100 करोड़ कमा दिया तो क्या मतलब है?
Absolutely.
It's a curse. Every film is being now judged by numbers.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. There was it was a hit film. I don't want to take the names. So that film did 96 crores. And the producer said, shit यार, 4 करोड़ और हो जाते. तो डायरेक्टर ने कहा कि यार 4 करोड़ तो टिकट खरीद दे, कर दे उसको 100 crore.
Oh my God.
That's kind of mentality.
That kind of mentality. And when they ask me about fitness, 100 करोड़ तो मैं किसी को समझा नहीं पाती हूँ. मुझे कहते हैं फिटनेस का कोई रिज्यूम बताइए. मैंने कहा आपका हाइट एंड वेट और मेटाबॉलिक रेट और एज का प्रोपोर्शन होना चाहिए. जस्ट बिकॉज आई एम 50 kgs, you know, someone who's 6 feet cannot hope to be 50 kgs, right? The same with 100 crore films. If a queen you have made in 10 CR and you hoping ke 100 CR, and if you've made a film in 100 CR and hoping to get, you know, people have to, I think, like you said, they have to have a proper, अगर मैथमेटिक्स करना है तो वो अच्छे से करो. ये जो हाफ बेक्ड मैथ है ना, ये किसी के लिए भी नहीं वर्क होता है.
मैं तो आउट ऑफ द वे जाके ही बोल देता हूँ कई बार इंटरव्यूज में ना 100 करोड़ का. ऑडियंस शुड नो, यू नो, दिस इज यूजलेस टर्म. Do you know you have ignited so much of inspiration for other actresses? You know, it's like.
I never thought they would want to follow this path. Actually, this is.
I think it's because it's not based on popularity, or you know, it's not based on okay, this will give you stardom. It's something which touches deep down inside.
It is.
So
it is.
everybody wants to, you know, experience that. You know, I also want to do some role which becomes, you know, so memorable.
Memorable.
Because when we become actor, we think of money, fame.
Right.
I never knew this aspect of being an actor, that you know, when you do a story and that story becomes like, you know, people start loving you.
Yeah. So don't you think there's a shift in audiences'
Yeah,
perception
the audience,
also?
it's
And
because of the audience we are here.
Yeah. The way audiences are now reacting to this kind of cinema, I am myself shocked that the opening that Tanu Manu Returns has got might just be the biggest opening of 2015, which is shocking for me. And when the trailer came, it went viral.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is the last trailer that, you know, could have gone viral. But it's becoming a little bit more democratic. I would say industry is becoming like.
No, it's the audience which is smelling the film from trailer. You know, it's the social media and trailer which decides the fate of the film. So there was a director who was saying that we should put all the money into trailer. तो I said, यार ऐसा करो, आप 4-5 फिल्मों का ट्रेलर बना लो, है ना, जो ट्रेलर हिट हो जाए उसमें पिक्चर बना दो. तो मैंने कहा ऐसा फॉर्मूला आएगा, बिकॉज पहले पोस्टर और प्रेजेंटेशन होता था ना. नाउ ट्रेलर इज द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग.
But you think it will last?
I think it will last, because that will never go. You know, because we have all kind of audience. You know, there is an audience which doesn't want to think. They just want to.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that.
Come and, you know, do whatever you want to do with us, and you know. So
complete surrender.
Yeah, and it's everywhere in the world. You know,
it's everywhere in the world.
There's one, you know, masala audience. There's another audience which says, "Ki don't test our intelligence. You know, test it properly, and give us something where we can, you know, engage."
Yeah.
And I'm so pleased with one factor, that our directors are, you know, going towards that. Filmmakers, when he you know starts, he has so many layers that makes, you know, film so engaging. You know, so you can watch it again and again, and it, you know, it could be watched by a layman. There's a different film for them, and if you want to go into, you know, see it intellectually, or you know. With some other thing, you know, like Slumdog Millionaire, you know, it's a rags to riches story, but there's so much of intellect in the film, if you want to see it that way. So that is, you know, very, very exciting for us.
It is, I always get asked about the outsider thing, you know, and for the longest time, when I wasn't that successful, and you were doing a lot of international work, क्योंकि मेरी भी बहुत इच्छा है कि someday I do international work. So I used to give you an example, because you know, I have seen you on TV, I have seen you doing small roles, and I have seen you working in the biggest films in the world, and today I see you, you know, be this extremely successful person and completely deserving. That is the most important thing, right? So what do you feel about being an outsider?
See, it takes time. Being outsider is one thing. There is another, you know, cross we are carrying on us, is that we don't want to do the formula thing. We don't want to do the way story is being told. I don't want to tell the story like that. I want to redefine it.
Yeah.
You know, when I did Hustle, the first thing, you know, we used to discuss, me and Tigmanshu, we should redefine commercial cinema.
Yeah.
What is entertainment? We should redefine.
Yeah.
You know, because we have seen film. We have
right,
seen Indian
absolutely. Film. And you know, people internationally think that Indians just got low IQ because they need cinema where they can actually, you know, entertain a child or 5-year-old, because if their attention goes somewhere else, it will be, so every minute there has to be something, you know, so it's, we really look down upon if we travel that your films are so loud, because they think that they have really low IQ when it comes to cinema, which is, I think, not true.
It's partially true.
It is partially true.
Because I remember Barsab used to say, Barsab is a very intelligent person, and you know, he is very aware man. जो कई बार बोलते थे कि अरे यार इरफान यार अच्छी एक्टिंग नहीं, गंदी एक्टिंग कर, spoon feed the audience.
Yeah.
You know, he used to tell, and that's real, because you know the kind of film he makes. You know, he has a connection with the audience. You know? It's not like, you know, fluke mein koi.
Yeah, I agree. You know, my friend told me that if you carry on like this, तुम्हारी acting की दुकान बंद हो जाएगी.
Exactly, मुझे यही बोला गया, बोला काम मिलना बंद हो जाएगा अगर अच्छी acting करेगा.
Because you have to, you know, look like you don't know nothing. But I agree with him why he said that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I didn't agree with him, and that is why
Both
I could
are
achieve
true,
what I did. People ask me, what is the formula of success? I tell them clearly that, you know, no faces, no fingerprints, no leaves, nothing in the world is alike. You know, everyone has their own journey. And just because something worked for someone,
it doesn't mean that it will work for you.
It doesn't have to work for me. And it's true I've got influenced in the past. It's true I've tried everything. And it was true that when, he's not the only one who said these things to me. There are many people who said many things to me and gave. And again, he's a very good friend and he only wished the best for me. But I always felt that what worked for me now, the same formula might not work for someone else. So everyone needs to find their own path.
I think this is very, very important thing. Because when I came to industry, my well-wishers also told me, यार ये तुम अलग-अलग गेटअप में फोटो खिंचवाते हो, अलग-अलग सीरियल के, तुम्हारा चेहरा पहचान में नहीं आ रहा, इसमें कुछ और लग रहे हो, इसमें कुछ और लग रहे हो, ये ऐसे थोड़ी होता है. Make an image and build it upon it, you know, build up that image. And I used to wonder, यार मैं ऐसे करूँगा तो बोर हो जाऊँगा अपने काम से. So I think that this line also gives us to an opportunity to exercise our own convictions. You know, and they pay off. You know, they pay off. I think it could be true for any field.
Yeah. So what's the one thing that you would change about the Hindi film industry?
I think I would like to change the name Bollywood.
Bollywood is very
regressive.
degrading. It's very regressive. I agree. It's embarrassing also to an
It's
point.
embarrassing. It's embarrassing to say Bollywood.
I've been around for a while, but you know, people ask me that you just keep to yourself, you're not on social media, and you don't make too many friends and things like that. You know, I just have to give example of this latest release, Bombay Velvet. You know, it's my friend's movie, and it didn't do well. So, and I've seen this happen a lot. How everyone became so venomous and so evil. It is heartbreaking to an extent that you feel like you want to leave this place. And I don't understand how critics and people, they get so personal. And I just want to say that movies are not everything. You know, it's not even like most of people, it doesn't even matter, honestly. Like 90% of the country doesn't even care about movie business. And money is not everything. But people, you guys can seriously scar people. And this social media platform which people go crazy about, it's venomous, it's evil. I mean, I can tell one thing, that his intention was to make a sincere film for you all. It's not always, whether it's an athlete, sabhi chook jate hain. Hum bhi chook jayenge kabhi. But I want to know what is so frustrating that everyone is just out to kill one person. This is one thing I would like to change about our industry. They get too personal. With comments, with gossips, with reviews, just, you know, stop being personal.
I think people in our industry is very insecure, and people do keep getting threatened by, you know, other people's success. And also audiences, they say they love you, but somehow, you know, there is a kind of grudge everybody carries.
I don't know, this grudge,
kind of
in
thing,
fact, it's very easy to see even on other platforms like cricketers and things like that. They're out to kill them if you lose out. I mean, guys, seriously, it can push people to another extreme. If I were on social media and if I had to go through a personal crisis like that, you would definitely push me to another extreme. So you have my answer why I will never be on such a platform. You know?
You haven't tried? Ever?
No, it is. This is just not for me.
Great.
Just not for me.
We won't say bye to each other.
Yeah, we won't. Yeah, I think it should continue.
हाय बस हाय बाय पे देखेंगे जब आएगा.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Let me
you.
hug you. For Dattu. Oh, Dattu का जादू चलेगा, I swear.
If you want to see my previous videos, go here and hit that button below to subscribe to Film Companion and get your film fix.